What's your attitude? This so I was reading this book, right, and I saw a picture of this lady, and she was screaming. Well, that was the key. That was the key. That was the key. That was the key. Hold on. Let me back up. So the lady was like, she had a face like she's, and the caption was like, "What do you see?" Right. So the summary was that like we're pattern seekers, right? So you're looking at this person and you're making an assumption that she's about to yell. So you just kind of time travel, like mentally, you're assuming what's going to happen next, right? So you're thinking she's about to yell, right? What is she about to say? And it's like, yeah, we do that. We do that all the time. We assume things, but we used to just say, don't assume because you're gonna make an ass out of you and me thing, right? But it's a pattern thing that we do. We see someone walking towards the door, and we may just go and open the door, but they could have been going to the mailbox right next to it, right? But we made the assumption. Um, like when you're driving, right? And you see a guy with his indicator on. Now that's telling you that he's going to make a turn. Some of us, I seen guys with drive and walk in New York, man. Oh my God. Listen, I used to do this, and I don't know. I used to do this. So a car would be coming, right? So the way the guys, they got so good at crossing the street, right in between the lights. I guess you call it jaywalking, right? Guys got so good at it that a car is driving by, and they would just, I'm like, why would, like the car is like, shh, and they would just, they would just walk and just go like this. And just as soon as the car passed, they continue walking like they didn't want to stop. It's like, oh, shoot. Now, down here in the South here, I never seen anybody walk, well, not exactly like that. I see people walking across the street and just like, yeah, you're gonna wait for me. And those, most of the time, those are the people that's always on the street. But yeah, I didn't see it like that, but I do see people just walking across, like taking their time, like, dude. Oh, like I dare you to hit me. Anyway, all right. Let me continue, man. Let me go on with the day. Let me get started. I just wanted to say what's up. And I just wanted to say what's up and get this thing started and get something done here. I'm trying to connect to my studio so I can see any comments that I missed from yesterday or last night or anything, and I can maybe get that out the way and big up those people first, so I can answer any questions if there is any. All right. But if anybody is here, man, just hit a like. Thanks for popping in for a few minutes with me while I figure some things out. Okay. All right. So let's see what we got. And if I, why does it look like that? Huh. Golly, I can't see anything. Okay. Well, put on the old glasses. They're back. Okay. This was oh man, God. I'm about to cover this, something like this. This one is about the Hoover Power Scrub is leaking. All right. I'm about to get into that. It's funny. So this person says, is that Dennis? Yeah, that's Dennis. That's Dennis. All right. Dennis says, amazing help. I bought a unit at Goodwill. It looked brand new, but leaked all the water out immediately. All right. Through trying to troubleshoot, I came across this video. I followed your video. It was the exact issue. I now have a brand new unit that works perfectly for $11.99. Thanks so much. Wow, that's positive, man. That's positive. That is super positive. Okay. All right. That's awesome. From yesterday's live, The Wandering Souls Enterprise 5564 says, it said, LOL, man. Now I gotta get my soapbox about warranties. I'm a construction specifier. Okay, what is that? Well, he's telling me. So I research and specify lots for construction products. Oh, okay. So I've learned from my construction specify elders that all warranties are written to benefit the manufacturer and that the warranty language pretty much always chips away at our SEC consumer rights. Wow. Wow. All warranties are written to benefit the manufacturer. That's interesting. I need to look into more about that. I believe that. How's that? I believe it. I believe it. The reason why I say I believe it when it comes to warranties, I believe it on two reasons. Okay, it's not that it's negative. Okay, maybe partly, but I believe it. One, let's just think on a, I don't want to say a metaphysical side. Just think about it for the sake of continued business. A warranty is a good idea, right? To get people to come back, to say you're a trusted brand. It is. At the same time, certain things are written into the warranty that disqualifies you from the warranty if these things are not met, right? Or this is not done in a particular time. So I get that. I totally get where warranties on one end, people in the company will say, man, we have to have a great warranty so we can, like the salespeople or the branch manager or the regional manager, whatever, that our customers are happy because happy customers are going to bring more customers and happy customers are going to come back. You see what I'm saying? So I can see why the workers may feel that the warranty is good for that reason and all that good stuff. The customer service person, etc. And then the lawyer people behind the company is making sure that there are things in the warranty that's going to limit the company's exposure, and even put a time limit that the product will eventually break down, and then the people will find themselves back at the lot buying more. So, you see what I'm saying? I could, I can see it. I can see it like that. So, thanks for that comment there, Wandering Soul Enterprise. All right. I mean, if you don't mind, I may just call you Wandering Soul. Okay, just kind of cut it short. All right. Okay, so let's whip this up. Let me show you what I'm talking about. When I said the Dirt Devil and the which is the Royal, these guys are all part of the same company. They're all part of TTI, Hoover, Royal, Oric. They're all part of the same company. That's like owning like a couple of football teams, and they all play against each other. Like ultimately, you win, right? You know what I'm saying? Everybody is like, I'm gonna get the Cowboys. Yeah, man, we're gonna beat the Giants. And both of them are owned by the same people. Oh man, a lot of corporations are like that now. A lot of corporations, eyeglasses companies, you think they're competitors, but the money funnels to the same company. So I don't know if that is a thing that we even have laws about. I guess I don't know, monopoly maybe, I don't know. But I guess when people think about billionaires and people being unscrupulous and all that stuff, I guess they think about those kind of things. I guess those are the things that come to mind. All right. Anyway, so this is what happened. Let me explain this machine a little bit more. I've done one of these videos before, so if you're brand new, hit a like. But even if you say, well, Wayne, man, I saw this already. Not everyone. There's so many millions of people in America, much less around the world. You got billions, and only a few people saw the stuff. So you don't know who's going to see this. Okay, so I go over it again. All right. Okay. So you know what I'm going to end up doing? Let me take as much of it apart as I can. as I go through this. Maybe that'll help. But I want people to understand what's happening to their machine. When I get down to the quick connect, I have one here. I want to take apart so you guys can see what's on the inside of that thing. All right. Hopefully I'm not interrupted, and if I am, business is good. We're not gonna shy away business. All right. So the two machines look the same. This basic stuff. You have rinse and wash. Really, what you're doing here is just cutting off the feed from the solution section. Okay. When you turn it on rings. All right. Okay. But yeah. So this is basic stuff. You have a spring on the inside of this tank. You push it up, and the water will come out. Now, the reason why this is designed like that is because there's a reservoir, and when you sit it on the reservoir, right here, this reservoir here, okay, is the finger. It's the finger that pushes up. All right. So, ooh, ay, man, damn. Golly. Okay, so that's that. All right, so that's how that works. So now, the way these systems work here, guys, you press your trigger. The trigger pushes down a stick, a bar, right? That let me take it out so you can see what I'm talking about. Because we're gonna work our way down to the leaking and to the brushes and all that good stuff. Okay, all right. So here we go. Okay, so the way the reservoir works, okay, you see this guy here? All right, so let's say you put it on the machine and it pushes it up, right? When it pushes it up, okay, I'm gonna now squeeze this trigger and that pushes, you see how it's moving every time I squeeze, that's pushing down. Okay, so what is it pushing? Okay, what is pushing is this. It's pushing that little thing right there. And that little thing sits under here. All right? Let me show you. Let's take out the screws. Okay. Got it. Now I'm gonna pull this down. Come on down, buddy. Let me see. I think the gasket is on there, so it's gonna give me a little tough time. Not really. It don't need to give me a tough time. Hold on. Let me use my flathead, trusty flathead. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Good. So this is how it comes. Okay. Golly. I hope you can see it. Oh, no, you can't see nothing. You can't see it, man. Damn. You can't see it. Huh, let me try something. Let me try something, guys. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. 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 All right. So I got this box here. Right. Excellent. Let's see if that works. Kinda, maybe. Maybe, kinda, I don't know. All right, let's see if we can razzle dazzle this thing a little bit. Okay, here we go. Okay, if you guys are with me, hang with me. All right, so now, okay, so this is what it's pushing down on. It's pressing this button here, okay? Now, this button only works on one of these. Okay, now I'm gonna pull it out and tell me which one. This button here, right, only releases water on one of these. Which one is it? Okay. All right, now you could be shy. You don't want to give the answer. That's okay. It's over here. So that means this water that comes out of this section goes to the floor. So that means the water that's pouring into this thing this water just flows right away, okay? And this water is waiting until you press the button, okay? So now you press your trigger, it pushes down, it releases the water goes down to the floor. Let's check it out and see. All right? Okay. So I'm gonna hook this back up. I'm gonna hook this back up. Let me put this back here. All right. And we could test it. It's no problem. Okay. We could test it. Right. So what I'm gonna have to do first, though, I gotta put my screws back, man. I moved the screws from oh, here it is. Let's put the screws back. All right. Let's put the screws back. Okay. If anyone has any question on this, you just let me know. Because what we're gonna do, I've already give guys answers to the. I have videos that show how to fix the leak, and that's what that gentleman was just commenting on. My video about how to fix the leak. Okay, so we have those videos, and I have a few of them. One is a hack. One is a hack video showing you how to hack it. Okay, and the other one is really just how to replace the quick connect, which is this thing right here. Okay, all right. But now here we go. Let's flip it around. Let's turn it around and let's see what we got. All right. So to take the screws, let's take all the screws out. All right. Take all 4 of the screws out from here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So these guys are gone. The next step is going to be the 4 from here. So you have arrows that point to them. Okay. 1, and you'll see the arrows. There's 4 arrows. 2 point to the back. Okay. And the other 2 point right next to the wheel. The front part of the wheel is going to point on the inside. So you just go here and take the screw out. Okay. They're Phillips screwdrivers. So you get a nice long Phillip like what I got here, and allows you to kind of really work it. And even if you have a smaller one, you know, it still do the job, right? No biggie. Okay, so flip it around. Okay, hold on a second, guys. Let me see something here. Hold on. Save. Boom. Fantastico. All right, let's turn it around. All right. So what we're gonna, let's take off this, our nozzle window here. Take the 2 screws out the top. Okay. All right. So from these 2 screws here out the top, we should be able to pull this off. Let's see. And really, I was just trying to get this little section here pop up, just kind of pop this up. And then once I can get this up, I can get the whole thing off. Okay. So now let me turn my camera down a little bit because this is probably still the best way. I had the box up, but man, you know, the box. There you go. Maybe you could, let's go, one more. I think that's as good as I can get it. I'll just move. See, I want to bring it closer to you, but the closer I bring it, the more it disappears. All right, maybe. All right. We'll try the box again. Box is trying to get. Oh, the box is trying to really irritate me here just now. See, that's it. Look at that, perfect. Okay, so the water, the water goes on, right? Hold on. I don't want to leave you guys, so I'm going to use water from some other machine. I'm going to put it in the water thing here for this guy. Which one is this? One is solution and one is the regular water. Which one is it? Okay, you know what? I'll just leave them both open. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to not worry about it, okay? All right. That was the solution section. Now that I pour it in, now that I see water stayed up top. So I did it in the solution section. It shouldn't matter. Shouldn't matter anyway. All right, so now the moment I put this on, water should be coming down towards this section right here. The moment the water sits. So I'm gonna set it on here. Okay. Hold on, make sure. It's rinse, wash. So I should be releasing my other water right now. Okay. All right. Did I have water in the wrong place? I probably just have water in the wrong place here. Golly. Okay. Let me see. I want to see if it's. I gotta rub this. Can I see it? I'm gonna pull this out, guys, because if your gasket doesn't sit right, it's not gonna work. And my gasket's not sitting right, so that's I'm a little not feeling it right now. Hold on, let me just make sure it's on there properly. Now, if I open this, that water should just gush out. Now, if the gasket is on there right, see it's dripping, but it's not. The gasket is not on there right. That water should be pouring out right now. It should be pouring out like crazy. See this? Yeah, I gotta fix something. What's the deal here? Let me double check. Hold on. So let's press that little button. If I press the button, the water should come out. Okay, good. So if this is working, then you have to figure out if you took this out already, did I put it back up properly? Is it sitting right? Is the gasket, which is this thing right here, is the gasket done right? Because if it's not, then you're gonna have a problem, okay? Let me also use the handle, because the handle could be a part of my issue. All right, so let me see something. And then also I wanna put water in the regular water section too, because I have it in the soap. All right, here we go. All right. Here he is. All right. Now, let's see if that water's flowing out. Okay. It's dripping. Okay. And there's my water. It's not a lot in there, so it's not a lot coming out, but it's coming. All right. All right. Let's not get it on the motor. Okay. So that's the idea. So as soon as this sits on here, water's going to be coming down to here on this section. And then, but the back need me bigger so that water can come down to the floor. All right. So when people put it on here and it says, man, the moment I put the tank on, it's leaking, it's because it's leaking from this little mechanism right here that's holding all that water at bay until you connect your hose. So that's what's happening. That's what the leak is coming from. Okay. All right. So, and yeah, the handle was a part of it. The handle actually locks in the top of the tank and pushes it down. You know, I totally forgot. All right. Anyway, let me let's open this thing here real quick. Let's see what's inside of this. Okay, my box is all wet. Let me turn it. Let me turn it the other way. So let's see what's inside this thing here, right? All right. I told the guys a couple weeks ago I was going to open one of these. So let's do it. All right. Let's see what we're working with. Why does it leak? Okay. Why does it leak? Oh my God. I didn't turn on the AC. I didn't turn the AC on, guys. I am like hot as crazy in here. Not realizing it. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. I think I know why this thing broke already. I think I know what cracked already. Look. Look. This is at least part of the problem. At least part of it. Not totally, but at least part of the problem. All this stuff is cracked already. But I believe the water goes through here, through this section. Okay? So let's see what's happening here, okay? That the air push it and kind of zing water up through the hose. That's the idea. So when the air goes through here from the motor section, you know, it zings that. Well, actually, it's pulling. My bad. The air is pulling, and it's pulling through here, and then it zings the water that way. All right, so here we go. Let's open this thing. Flathead. Best screwdriver in the world. The best tool is a flathead screwdriver. It comes in handy all the time. All right, let me pop this a little bit. I don't want to break it. Well, it doesn't matter because this thing is broken anyway, but if you were fixing it and you were trying to do something, then you wouldn't want to break it. All right? It's a little tiny little, there you go. One more. There you go. Oh, one more. There you go. Wait, is there one more? It's like the screws. It's like, dude, another screw. Yes, let's remove this. All right. Okay, remove that for a second. All right, so now on the inside is our fan. Okay. And hold on. So air comes in. Yep. Let me see. Wait, time out. Where is my... The water does come through here. I don't know what I was thinking. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah, so that was the leak. These were the leaks. Look at that. Okay. So this is just the air compartment alone. This alone is the air compartment. Okay. Look at me. Look at me. All right. So this alone is our air compartment. This is our fan. Actually, it should be coming in this direction if you look at the way it's turned. Right? Instead of, is it going? It's because it's not blowing. If it was blowing, you would blow that way. But this is a suction. This is for suction. So it's pulling air. It's pulling. All right? So it's pulling. All right? So I would assume then it would turn the opposite direction. Then you're zinging the water up. Okay? That's cool. All right? So that's this. That's how this works. Now, some guys are thinking about using resin and sealing this up. And the reason I was telling them to be careful is because if you do that, you can seal this from moving. You can so now it doesn't move freely. And it's got to be really loosey-goosey. It can't have any resistance, okay? So the same thing, all right? So you don't want to glue this if you're not careful. I don't even want to say it's not going to work. I'm just telling you what to look out for. Okay, you don't want any of that substance flowing into, dripping into this and sealing this off, okay? All right, so let's keep moving. Let's keep rocking and rolling, all right? But this is the culprit that gets brittle and just kind of break off, and all of a sudden you're stuck with a leak, okay? That's the guy, all right? So let's continue. So now that we know how the water flows, all right, I'll get all this stuff out the way because we know how the water flows. Let me, I'm leaking all over the place. We know how the water flows and how they use air to power everything. The electricity is used to power the motor, right? You're powering the motor with the electricity. But all the pumping system is all air powered, okay? It's all air, which is so cool, right? I worked at a place one time where the whole place was wired with air, bro. The electricity was only designed for heat, the air compressor, light, right? Turn on the oil hot, stuff like that. But the actual mechanisms were air powered. And I was like, wow, man, these guys are clever. to use air in such unique ways, man. It was real cool to experience that. Hey, let's see who's saying hi. Who's saying what's up this morning? Calvin, yo, what's up? Blessings to you, my man. Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah, from Cincinnati. Yes, sir. Yeah, you know what's funny? Calvin, you're very practical in that thinking, man. Um, because the price that they're selling this for online, because we can't find this part, that's why I was telling people to use the hack, because the hack means you're just gonna give up your upholstery cleaner. But I said, even if it's just to do it this way until you buy a new shampoo, or just use the hack, because by the time you buy, and I mean, hopefully you don't have to pay for shipping, but by the time you buy one of these, you might as well just get another shampooer. And you know because they got, whoever is selling it is selling it at a high price. And if you can get one on sale, then you're better off. Like, I put one on sale the other day for like almost like giving it away, man. It was like $125. It normally sells for $249. And so yeah, you can get a good deal on shampoos. But for me, the act of doing these things for individuals, what I think individuals should practice this as just a thing. I think it's just good for us, just a practice, to learn how to fix things, learn how to dissect stuff, problem solve. Especially as we get older, I just think it's a good habit, or a good hobby for someone to build a mini house, do your brakes, you know what I mean? You don't have to try to fix the damn. I mean, I try to fix my refrigerator. I came out with a hack for my refrigerator, man. Listen, I got a refrigerator, right? If anyone is hearing this, and you've experienced this is what I did, okay? I'm not saying it's right. I'm just telling you what I did, and it's working. So I have a refrigerator in my garage area, right, where I shoot the videos that I shoot, that have the other like setting where I have the high and the low and all that stuff. That is at home. I turn my garage into like a mini studio, mini storage. I got my refrigerator, I got a couch, I got a bunch of TV stuff, and a little cabinet with liquids in it, and they call it evening liquids. Anyway, the refrigerator kept freezing over, man, and I'm like, all right, man, I gotta defrost this thing. Let me defrost it, all right. And but then the fridge side, it would block it off from getting air, right? And the fridge side would start to, like, the food would go bad and all that. Now I got my regular fridge in the house, but I'm talking the stuff outside for snacks, my neighbor come over, etc., right? And I said, man, look, I'm tired of this, man. So I said, what is this thing really doing? Right? So I had to put my hat on, like here. I had to go back to the base, right? I said, what is the fridge doing, right? It's creating an ice box in this section of the fridge, and it's using a fan to blow air into this section of the fridge. It's like, okay. So I thought about it. I said, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. So, so in a section of the bottom of the fridge, right at the bottom, that separate the ice area from the other fridge area. It's just foam, right? Two plastics, one plastic on this side, foam in the middle, and a space sometimes where it goes through the vent. You got a little space, goes through the vent. So the air will come down from the fan, go through the little space in between or under or whatever, and it will blow into the refrigerator. So I got one of those things, those drill bit things that you put on the edge of your drill. From the bottom of my fridge through the side is, so the air just keeps coming. And I don't know if my bill's gonna get more because of that shit. I don't know. I can't see. It's just air. I can't see if the bill's gonna be. But it fixed my problem. It fixed my problem, man. I was like, this is so silly. I don't know if I'm gonna tell anyone I did this. Now I'm talking to Calvin. I'm telling everybody, the whole world, right? Well, I don't know if the whole world gonna see this, but that's what I did. I just created a corridor between the freezer and the refrigerator. Fixed the problem. I'm done with that. No more. TTI floor care. This stuff went down ever since Hoover's. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen, do you know how many companies, Calvin? Do you know how many companies go through that? What Calvin said, guys, is that when Hoover, we were talking about earlier that Hoover bought Oric and Royal, but it's not even Hoover. TTI purchased Hoover, and what he was saying is that their quality went down, right? He said that a lot of their stuff used to be made right there in Canton, Ohio, but they're not made like that anymore. And that's true. But what it is that a lot of companies go through that, where they're purchased by, it could be a hedge fund or some kind of market. It's purchased by a company that's their business is to make money. Okay, it's not a bad thing, but what do you call that? The mission statement of the company that started out making the trinket. The moment that company that is done, the mission statement is not it's not the same. The love for it, there's no pride in it. It's almost like okay. I'll give you an example. I know I'm going off in a tangent, but it's the same thing. Trust me. It's almost like when someone says, when they see the American flag, or when they say, I'm proud to be American, or whatever. That was a brand that was a part of the consciousness of the country. And then it became where if you say that, you're being racist. And it's like, how did we change our brand that bad, right? Through a bunch of things happened, but the brand got changed. It's just like when someone else bought over a company, and the mission statement and the culture of that company changes, because the people that are running it now, right? They don't have that mission statement. It's not about quality of the brand, and customer care and all that. It's about profit. So their decisions are made on cutting this, cutting that, cutting this, cutting that. We got to cut this. What are we making this stuff out of? We're making it out of this. Okay, well, can we get a cheaper thing? Okay, is it going to do decent enough? Okay, great. Let's do this then. Let's do that, and let's give the people a 2-year warranty. You understand? It's not, and it's not even like it's not bad like these guys are evil. No, it's just that their business is to make money. Their business wasn't to manufacture trinkets. The guy who manufactured trinkets have a love for trinkets. He has a love for the quality. He wants his customers to have the best trinket possible. Okay, then he passed it on to his son, who he hoped to carry on the same message. He taught the culture of the company was the quality of the trinket. They went to fairs, maybe they were in competitions, right? Another company came up, and that other company was trying to battle them to see if they can be the best. So it was ingrained in the business. Now the business got bought over. Okay, and the guy that owns this trinket, he owns the other trinket. Okay, and he's like, okay, let's keep it going, man. Let's make money. You guys could fight these guys, and it's not the same thing, because he doesn't have a love for the trinket. He just wants to see the money be made, which is his business. Okay, because if he was helping you make money, you would be happy that he's doing his job. Okay, make us money. You see what I'm saying? It's weird, but it's very easy to look at that guy like he's an evil guy. Hopefully he don't do nothing evil to make his money, but I'm saying is that when that hedge fund buy this company, his business is to make money. His business, he don't love the trinket. So the quality of and the mission statement and all that shit just goes downhill, and the consumer is the one that take the brunt. Okay, okay, the consumer takes the brunt of it, and it's what it is. Anyway, sorry to take you guys off into another space, but that was a great. Thanks, Calvin, for that one. Calvin's like, man, I know Wayne loved to run off into another tangent. Let me give him something. let me throw him a bone, man. Let me get him something to talk about. He's gonna explain his way through this thing. Oh, Calvin got some more. Yo, bro, what's up? What else you got, Calvin? All right. That's just like people that still drink Folgers coffee don't realize that they bought by the company crafts that make the cheese. Dude, I didn't even know that. See, I didn't know that. Now, I don't drink Folgers. I don't drink Folgers coffee, but I didn't know Kraft bought Folgers. This is the company that make the cheese. That's the way you put it, man. Oh, shoot. Okay, what else you got? All right, so when people go to Walmart, Target, or Best Buy, or Costco, or Sam's Club, thinking that they're getting a good quality vacuum, they better guess again. Yeah, just like a lot of people like Dyson vacuums, I don't like anything that the bagless too much maintain. Yeah, it is. I'm not a bagless guy, man. I'm a bag vacuum guy. I'm an old school bag vacuum guy. I'm a Kirby vacuum guy. That's what I do. The vacuum at my house is a Kirby vacuum. You can have whatever one you want, but I don't like cleaning out the filters. I don't like cleaning out the post filter, the pre-filter, the dirty dustbin. I just prefer to throw out the bag and put a new bag in. And if you're good, the outer bag never gets dirty because you install it properly. But if you miss, you're gonna have a problem because the dirt's gonna go all over the outer bag. And you wipe it down a little bit, you change your belt, and you keep it moving, man. That's it. I'm old school in that way, okay? I'm old school in that way, Calvin. All right. Let's get this stuff out of here. Oh my God. All right, so now this brush, guys, right? Whoever's there, who's never seen this video before, some of you have seen it already, and it's fine, just doing it again. And class, this brush is powered by a gear that turns, and when the gear turns, the brush turns. Okay. So if you ever have an issue with a spin scrub, this one is called, what's the name of this Royal? Ultra Spin. They look the same. They didn't even try, Calvin. They didn't even try. It looks exactly the same. The spin scrub and the Ultra Spin look the same. They didn't even try. It's like, listen, guys, at least Toyota tries. I think Toyota tries a little, like the Toyota, what was it again? Was it the Avalon and the ES 300 at the time? Maybe the ES 350 now or whatever. And at least they try in our market. Because I remember going to Antigua one time and I saw a Lexus and it had a Toyota logo. Like the Lexus logo, it had a Toyota logo. So I'm like, oh shit. So for that market, you guys will ship it as a Toyota. But in the American market, you ship it as a Lexus. Okay. All right. Okay, bet. But at least they try to make their SUVs, the Toyota SUV, slightly different than the Lexus SUV, so you feel you got a different car. But it's the same thing, So these the products are the same. So if you look up Ultra Spin, right, Royal Ultra Spin, and you look up what is it, Spin Scrub? I'm looking at one right now. A Hoover Spin Scrub. They look the same. And so you guys are being lazy. You're being lazy. You even try to make it look different. Yeah. Yeah, they need to go back to that, man. I swear they need to go back to that. I mean, I know they're following Dyson and everything, man. And that's what they did. They followed Dyson. I mean, the moment Dyson came out with bagless, everybody else jumped on the bandwagon, and then Dyson's came out with a stick, and it's smart. It's a smart move. I used to wonder why so many car dealerships were on the same strip. That was like irritating to them driving by. I'm like, damn, guys, what the hell, man? Another car dealer, you come. We will see. I don't know why I get excited about like when they're putting up a new store or they're putting up a new thing. There's a thing inside of me that maybe wish I was a developer or something. I don't know, but I really get excited when I see a new construction thing going on. I'm like, man, I can't wait to see what that's gonna be like, And not that I'm happy they're cutting down trees or something, It's just I see them building something, and I'm just like, I get excited, man. It's just positive. So anyway, then you see it's a car dealership. It's like, dude, another one. But then this guy who sells cars, he told me, he says, yeah, because they go to the big guy who they're bringing the people. They're already paying a lot of money to bring the consumer over to them, right? So we're benefiting from that traffic. I was like, I get it. Because we have a gym that moved next to us, and we had this building there for a while. I'm like, man, I wish they'll put something in there that would draw people in this area. And now there's people all the time coming in, seeing that we're here and the other stores are here because of this big gym. So I was like, yeah, I get it now. That makes sense. So anyway, I can see why. It's just that the laziness. It's like, you guys can at least make these machines different, but they're cutting cost, so they just make a new label, But anyway, all right. So the way this thing turns, right? We're almost finished, guys. But thanks for hanging out. Hit a like just for thanks. I appreciate the like. The way this thing turns, if this is not turning, the first thing you would check. Let me take off this. Let me take off this thing here because I want you to see it properly. Let me take this off. I'm just going to use a little flathead here and just kind of pry it off while I split. Because these things can break on you. They can get fragile. The same way the what do you call it? Go on you. Shit. The same way this broke, the same way this plastic is fragile and it cracked, is the same way every time you pull these things off, you can pull it and crack it, and the whole thing would just break off. So you just, you just kind of take your time with that. All right, so let's take a look at this. So if this brush stops spinning, first you want to make sure this is cleaned out. Okay, clean that out real good. Get scrape all the debris off of this. Clean this area because it's pulling air in through here. Okay, it's pulling air in. As it pulls the air in, it turns the fan. As the fan turns, this turns. These gear turns in here. I'm gonna open it up for a second. And as the gear turns, oh sorry, was it out of whack? Shit. Okay. As the fan turns, the air comes in. Okay? The air is pulling through here. The motor is here. Okay? See the motor? The motor opening is right there, right? So the suction is coming in, and the suction hits this. It develops the vacuum. The vacuum is coming through here. It's pulling the air, and it's turning the fan. The fan turns the gear. The gear turns the gear. That turns the brush. And if you're not getting the brush to turn, it could be because this is blocked, so the air can't come in. That could be it. Could be the It could be that the gear is rusted. So let's see. Okay? You got it? Got it. Those are all possibilities. Okay. Calvin got something else for me. Hold on. See, Calvin, there's a delay, man, so I don't get to see the stuff like that. Okay. All right. Let me see. Yeah, the space factory is not used to be good back day when the machines were built solid. Yep. Anymore. In fact, Hoover had a carpet cleaner called the All Terrain that I love. The All Terrain. I think I know that one. It was a big guy, taller than the ones we have now, if I'm not mistaken. In other words, I think I know that one. Calvin, it's on the larger side, right? All terrain. I should look that up. Let me see. Let me look that up, Calvin. I'm gonna look that up, man. Shampoo. Let me see. Is that the one? I think it's a tall guy. I swear. It's a steamer, right? I think I know which one you're talking about, bro. I think I know which one you're talking about, man. When I meant tall, it's longer. Like, longer than this guy. Anyway, I think that's the same one I'm thinking about. I know that. Yeah, that was good too. That was a good shampooer. Yeah, man. All right, some of these guys did a good job on them, and then it's what it is, man. And it's what it is. Somebody in the company just have to bring back the love of. But if the money is turning, and they're not seeing a drawback, then there's no need to reverse course, So I guess that's okay. So see, so that's how it goes. So who's starting it? This guy is the start. So he starts spinning. This spin